Right, we are back, everybody. Please come join the stream again. Please. My PC had a seizure, but it survived and jumped into life. And we have another safety car. What's going on? What seems to be the problem? I do not know. Will... Oh... Fuck's sake. So, we've missed nothing, which is good. Yeah, that is good. So, we are here for a 35% race around Jeddah. Quill's just got himself banned again. This guy, he said he would in the chat. You didn't hear. Oh, he didn't, to be fair, he didn't say he would kill everybody. But he did say that he would get himself banned from GRS if they did not do it a full restart by the rules, which is kind of crazy. So, yeah, I didn't expect that. But here we are. I'm just praying my PC doesn't die again. I really don't know what happened, so I'm going to explain what happened for the 3 people that are listening. First of all, OBS crashed. I heard the Windows error sound, whatever that is. And I looked across and it said OBS has crashed. It's like, okay. Obviously the stream went down. So then I reopened OBS, started the stream again, and it was fine. No problem. Then shortly after that, the game crashed. F125 crashed. I was like, okay. That's strange. And then here's the real strange thing that happened. I went to reopen the game and it said, error, can't open the game, not enough space. I was like, what? What do you mean not enough space? So I closed that message and I tried again. And then that happened again. But while that happened, OBS then froze. And then soon after, I was in a Discord call with Quill and Timo. That froze. And then the PC just sort of froze still for like 5 to 10 minutes. I tried Control-Alt-Delete, didn't work. I was very close to pressing the power button and just cutting it all out and calling it a day. But suddenly, like Jesus, it just resurrected itself. Everything worked. It went to the Control-Alt-Delete screen, I backed out of it, all the apps crashed, Steam crashed, OBS crashed, whatever, all closed. And then I just opened them up again, and here we are. So that is one of the weirdest things that have ever happened to me during streaming, because I've not streamed enough. Recently, I did up the bitrate to much higher, but that was a few streams ago, so it's been fine. So I don't know if that is the reason for this. I mean, I don't know, like CPU and disk is alright. There was a point today when my CPU was at 100%, but that was when I was spinning 2 wheels, watching the stream, and having a million tabs open, so yeah. But now it's at a good 60, which is fine. So there you go. Anyway, the bigger issue is it's 8:07 and we haven't done a race yet. It's just like crazy. It's crazy. Sorry, Will is messaging me after causing terrorism. They do Michael Massey, they say. He says, I shouldn't really expose Quill's DMs, but there you go. We should get going very soon. Very soon. Please. 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 Oh. Guys, I have dinner to eat. I have, you know, stuff to do before I go to sleep, and I have to get up at 6 AM and go to a job and live a life, you know. I mean, F4 has only just begun again, so this is a long day for GRS. This is a long day for GRS. Oh my gosh. That means there's a free Alpine seat. Ooh. How exciting. Transfer rumours, everybody. So, attempt 3 at this GRS F1 round number 8. 7? Is it round 7 or 8? I think it's round 8. It is round 8. Here for the mystery race in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. We've so far seen a qualifying that put... who was on pole? Luke was on pole, I think. With a 26 point something. And we've seen 6 laps of action with a safety car at the start for Arjan crashing into the barriers. And to be fair to Arjan, I think he's made the right decision there. Because this has been a pretty shambolic display from everyone else since then. And from the game, mostly. Then the main incident. VSC came out, Cohen-Hardsjija put it in the wall. And because of that, the Mercedes pulled into the pit lane, both of them. Paco pulled into the pit lane and suddenly spawned on the straight. At the start-finish straight. And then teleported back into the pit lane. That was a bit dodgy. And because of that whole situation, his teammate, who was double stacking behind him, got stuck. And was stuck there for about a minute and a half in the end. Until we called the red flag. And then about 30 seconds after calling the red flag, he was suddenly free and could race again. Then, big arguments happened in the chat about race length and how we're going to do this restart. Technically, it should have been a full restart with the quali grid, which in my opinion is stupid. So rewrite the rulebook, please, GRS. But we were also only like a third of a lap away, not even a quarter of a lap away from doing a 35% race with VSC distance. So they seem to have voted and did that, which I think is fair enough. But some people are a stickler for our rules, particularly Quill, who decided to straight line everyone at the restart. Meanwhile, oh, we do have game sound, thank goodness. I thought it was going to be broken. Here we go again for the restart in GRS F1, and it's Luke Mills leading Paco here because it is the VSC order. And Paco is being challenged by Yerne around the outside, who makes a mistake, does Paco, and actually Yerne is going to be able to get the position here, is he? They're going to be side by side, heading up towards turn 4, and it looks like Paco's held on to that P2 position here. That is very, very crucial here. Let's get the telemetry on. It's down at the back. We see not Timo. It's Andy Kong, and he's out, and that's a safety car. And there is his stricken car, and Timo's giving me a great view of it. Thank you very much, Timo, for that. Yes, Andy's out, and I don't really know what has happened to cause that. But we have another safety car in this race. Oh my gosh. Am I going to be able to commentate on any action? Seriously. So I don't know if Andy's crashed himself by hitting the inside of turn 4, or if he's been involved in a collision and done a Pierre Gasly on Yuki Tsunoda, as we saw in real life this season, this F1 season. That is very possible. I'm just going to quickly tab out and have a look at what somebody said here. Okay, fair enough. Anyway, so. Andy's not happy. He says he loves the league, though, as we're suddenly down to 1 viewer. Why have we only got 1 viewer? Oh, no. Please say it's still working. It should be fine. Anyway, the safety car will be in at some point on the next lap, I think. as Luke Mills has pulled into the box. It's 35% race, and he says he can make the hards last to the end. So does Yerne, so does Matt, so does Oscar. Please do work, the pit lane, please work. Oh, we have 5 viewers now. It's suddenly spiked again. Excellent. So, the pit lane. Luke's got a new... No, Tyler's got a new front wing. Luke is out and back into the lead. So, 3 drivers has stayed out. Paco, Lex Hod, and Dom and Vress. 1, 2, 3. Interesting call. Everybody else thinking they can go to the end on hards, apart from Timo Games down here in 13th with a new set of mediums on, and I don't think he's making it to the end on mediums. So that's an interesting one. We will have to wait and see, but at the rate this race is going, there will be another safety car. Put it that way. So it looks like with the Andy incident, Alex King has made some contact with him in turn 4, and that has resulted in Andy being in the wall. I'm not sure exactly how that contact occurred, but it's an incident with Alex King, it looks like, from the Discord chat. And Andy's just said he didn't get killed by the incident, so completely ignore what I just said, because it's probably not true. Yeah. Alan Morris maybe spun. Who knows? A bit of a pile-up with a few drivers, it seems. I'm sure it will be reported, and we'll get to see that incident later on. What should we talk about? We've got 10 viewers all of a sudden. I don't know how, because it's 8:16. We should be finished, and people are still here. It's actually impressive. How is F4 going? Does anyone know? I've heard there was a red flag. I'm going to have a little look in F4 real quick to see what I've missed. Oh, Nicky Lauda. Oh my gosh. I opened Twitch, right? The first thing that comes up is Nicky Lauda's stream. Let's have a chat with him. Lap 8. Lap 8. There we go. It seems that Aston Martin is winning F4 at the moment, which is nicely to see. The championship leader, Zan. He's 4 seconds clear of Bradley Maddox in F4. That's very good. Only tier where an Aston Martin is doing well this season. As we should be getting going at the end of this lap. The message should appear anytime now. There we go. So I will go back to watching my own stream on my phone, so I can see the chat. And we'll go on board. In fact, we'll go off board. Give me the good off board, please, game. For a safety car restart. There we go. And we will see the safety car restart. Paco leads from Lex and Dom and Vress in the Haas in P3. Let's see when they decide to go. This is the second safety car restart of the day. But this one is led by Paco, who is still holding them back at the moment. We can see it on the right-hand side, and now he's gone. He's bolted. And he looks like he's left Lex in the dust at the moment, as Luke Mills is all over the back of the Haas and might fancy a move into turn number 1. He does a very decisive move, pulls to the inside, but not quite got the grip yet on those cold, hard tyres. Let's get all the graphics back where we want them. That's how many graphics we want. Yes. Timo Games is losing positions down at the back. Here he is, side by side with Callum Morris, down for the final points playing position. What a move. This is from Timo. Callum's still trying to hold it round, and I don't think it's going to work for them. Yes, they're out, and they're into the wall almost. If there was a wall there, they would have been in it. But fortunately for them, the wall has run out by that point. These guys are 3 wide. That's absolutely insane, with Matt taking the sensible route and backing out of it, letting Tyler and Villiers fight at it, and Tyler's made up 2 places there. What a move that is as well. Double overtake for the Ferrari driver. That is simply sensational stuff from him. So yeah, 2 big incidents that we've actually caught on camera at the restart of this 35% red flagged race here. 14 laps to go, and it'll be interesting to see if Paco can gap into the distance, not just on Lex, but also on Luke Mills in that 4th place, as he is, of course, his main rival in this race, along with Jerne Dovzhan in P5. We're back up to 12 viewers, which I'm absolutely loving. That is great. We need some more chatters, please. F3 is clear when it comes to comms. Well, not comms, viewers. There we go. Anyway, Matthew Bailey is trying to go up the inside of Villiers here, and they're going to be side by side through the chicane. Can Villiers hold on around the outside? It's not even around the outside, but they're still side by side here into turn 4, and it looks like Matt has got ahead way before the braking zone for this next left-hander, as Timo has pulled into the box, and that was probably going to be to retire from the race here. Maybe not. He's putting on the hards and going to carry on. Fair play to him for that. So Lex still holding his own in P2 at the moment. This may be a good strategy to get some track position and get down the road, and then go on a late charge on a set of, well, maybe even soft tyres at the end. We'll see how far these mediums can make it. And he's doing well to stick with Paco's DRS just for now, but the battery of these guys both really low, so they're going to be struggling to pull down the straight. And yes, it does look like Paco has got away from the DRS. Let's have a look at Alex King, as he's all over the back of Villiers, but not got the ERS battery power to make a move yet, as he actually has a big slide over that chicane and nearly puts it in a wall himself, as Luke makes a nice DRS pass on Domin, and looks like Jerne will try and follow him through. Sneaking up the inside of the Haas driver, who simply has to let them through on those medium tyres. It looks like they're not liking it as well, but obviously faster drivers as well. The 2 championship rivals getting past the Haas. Oscar's going to follow him through as well now. These hard tyres have warmed up the inside of Domin, who holds onto it, and I think just about stays onto the track. That was really good defence from the Haas driver. There's a hint of exceeded track limits there, but we didn't get a clear view of it, so it's hard to tell. Through the S's section for all these guys now. As I heard someone in a wall. I heard someone hit a wall, but I think everybody is carried on with the same amount of front wing that they started that sector with. So that is very good. And look at this now, out front, Paco 2.2 clear of Lex. He's stretching his legs, and this could be crucial. Luke's got to get past the slow Sauber. Got to get past as quickly as possible here to keep pressure with Paco and maintain the net lead of this race. You don't want Paco building like a 7, 8, 9 second advantage, because that could become very difficult towards the end of the race. But here we go, easy pass for Luke around the outside under the DRS into turn 27, and Jerne is going up the inside into that corner. They're going to be side by side on exit, and we're looking at the rear wing of Luke to see this pass in action. Both of them have DRS though. Is that going to be enough to let Jerne by? Don't think so. Lex is going to have a go on Luke Mills up the inside, as we see Luke's trying to hold it around the outside. A little bit of lock up, a little bit of wheel banging between both of them as well, and I think Luke's just got enough traction to stay ahead. He does, but a good effort there from Lex to try and hold on to that position. And now he's going to be under pressure from Jerne, but this is huge for Luke to be ahead of the slower driver in this tight, twisty section where the dirty air is very prevalent. And you can see Jerne no way through here. Only 35% battery for him, similar amount to his rival ahead of him. But Luke has already gapped a second from that Sauber. Getting through the traffic is crucial, as Lex has a bit of a slide on the exit of the corner. Those 6-lap-old mediums Starting to struggle here as he really pushes the limits of his green machine today. GRS engaged for all of them, including Oscar here. As we switch to the helicam into turn 22. I think Lex may have kissed the ball there as he's run wide. Probably picking up a warning, but also going to be under pressure in the DRS. This is one of my favourite spots to overtake here. Look at how much Oscar is gaining. He's going to try and go around the outside as well, but Lex covers it off on this occasion. Tyler's side by side with somebody in the background, I know. But anyway, Oscar McCracken pulling alongside Lex. Is there room to sneak past here? There absolutely is. Cuts the pit lane a little bit, but you are allowed to do that, I believe. And through he goes into P4. Very good move from him as we see Tyler trying a dummy move on the Haas for P6. You look at the rear wing of Lex, now down in 5th. Still holding on to these mediums for as long as possible. Wonder when they'll try and box and which tyre they will box for if and when they do so. As he runs wide and actually straddles the curb and has briefly kissed the barrier. He rejoins fairly unsafely and Tyler has to take avoiding action. So does Alex King as well, I think. So did Matt as well. That was very unfortunate. That rejoin at such a tight angle coming straight across the track. That could get reported for a dangerous rejoin to the track. And Matt's got a 10-second time penalty for cutting a corner. I don't know which corner. He gained a place. That could get removed if he's going to go to the end on these tyres, because that is definitely an unfair penalty for me. And look at these guys crowding over Tyler here. Matt, Doman. In fact, it's Doman's the one getting overtaken. He's been passed by 2 cars, but he's holding on to the inside line for turn 22. And Matt goes off the track in doing so. He's going to be under pressure from Alex King in the RB, who's pushing the Alpine through here. These guys are all so close, flowing through the fast streets of Jeddah. They're not streets, but whatever. It's going to be 3 wide into the final corner. The Haas holding on very well. Matt going around the outside with the swoop. And low into the wall goes Villius on power. I wanted to switch to Villius, not Nathan. But there you go. Unfortunate for him. He has lost some places as a result of that. But up the inside goes Matthew Bailey. I keep pressing the forward button by mistake. That's my bad. I've done it again. No, I haven't. As Doman's now under pressure on the outside from Alex King, who is ahead. Into the braking zone, and the Haas is really struggling now. It's now Lex on the same age tyre trying to get past him. Is he going to straddle the curb again? Almost, but this time manages to keep it together and ultimately keep going in this race. As we see Nathan's in the wall. I'm not sure which wall. He's had a little spin. He's had a little spin. Turn 7 and 8. That is unfortunate for him. Anyway, out in front. 4 seconds the gap between Paco and Luke Mills. Let's have a look at that over the next few laps to see if that's increasing or decreasing. Meanwhile, Yerny is caught back up to Luke. And Oscar staying with them as well. This guy, I'm in awe of him. Just because of his improvement. You know, we've gone polar opposites in terms of our pace recently. And it's lovely to see, you know. I can pretend I deserve to be in this tier. Speaking of this tier, Paco, your championship leader, is into the box on lap 10, the start of lap 10. Is it going to be a good Mercedes pit stop this time? Yes, it is. Well done, video game, for making that one work. Also into the box, Dom and Vress in the Haas, who, after being overtaken by 4 or 5 cars, has finally had enough of that torture. And is going to put on some fresh, hard tyres for both these guys to try and go to the end and have some good pace at the end to overtake all these guys on very, very old hard tyres that pitted on the end of lap number 1. Villius makes up a place because Nathan is also into the box for some fresh hards. Villius gone on to fresh mediums, actually. But yeah, I don't think he'll be able to challenge too much from that far back after that spin. So Paco came out in P8 and is now going to be really fast as he kisses the inside barrier. He's going to be really fast, so we'll see how much he gains on Lex, currently 3.6 seconds. Also going to be watching Domen, who's 7 seconds behind Callum Morris at the moment. We just cut to Matt getting past Tyler here. It looks like Tyler will have a go back into turn 1 surely, with a bit of DRS and overtake. Little slide from the Alpine, big slide from the Ferrari as he's really eager to get back past his rival. Harvesting is the Alpine ahead, and Tyler moves to the outside and is well clear into the braking zone, nicely controlled, keeps it in track limits. A nice easy pass, but Matt says no. Is it going to be an easy pass? Yes it is. He had a good run, but ultimately blocked off to try and come back at him into turn 4. We've got 2 three-way battles going on. The top 3 and then positions 4 to 6. We do have some time penalties on the board, one of which can definitely be removed, I think. The 3 seconds, not so sure. Everybody has done their pit stop apart from Lex, who's still out there on the old mediums. Let's get the tyre graphic onto the screen. Speaking of Lex, he's just been passed by Paco, who's already gained all that time on him. Those 3.7 seconds or whatever, but Lex is really struggling on these old mediums, so that's not a fair comparison. This will be, though, 3 seconds to the cars ahead, who are fighting quite crazy here. Into the final corner. Tyler ahead of the 2 of them, fighting side by side, and a bit of wheel banging into the final corner, nearly into the wall. They're all trying to fight for the slipstream of the Ferrari, and ultimately none of them have the battery to fight him on this occasion. Paco sets the fastest lap with a 29.0. He's already now 2.8 behind these guys. 2.6. He's gained another 2 tenths as Matt's trying to overtake into this part of the track, which is a very unorthodox place, as he nearly crashes into the wall. And somebody who nearly crashes into the wall as well is Alex King. Having a big slide himself. Keeps it out of the barriers, but has ultimately lost DRS for now. Can he get himself back in it? He can with a good run through those couple of corners. Callum Morris pulls into the box for a new set of tyres. Puts on a set of mediums to go to the end from here. 6 laps to go. Oh, that's a nice camera angle. Haven't seen that one yet. Very good. I would watch the front, but I just think they're cancelling each other out at the moment. Out in front. But we will switch to that battle when it gets interesting. Look at this, though. Paco's already caught these guys. And he's going to be carving his way through them in the next couple of laps. Or maybe in the next few corners. He's gained 2.5 seconds on this lap alone, and he's run wide. Going to get a warning for that, I would have thought. Here we go. He's got plenty of battery. But Alex King is going to turn defence into attack to go around the outside of the Alpine yet again. Back up in a P5 for the RB. But Paco now, he's going to have so much straight line speed as Luke's been passed into the lead actually while we see this. Let's go back on board with Paco, as these guys are going to make it 3 wide. Matt's on the inside. Paco's taking the furthest outside route, and there's a bit of contact in behind. And I've switched to the wrong driver. Paco's had to cut the chicane. He gets a 3-second time penalty for his efforts, but he has gained a place as well, I think, on these 2 guys. That will be reported for sure. I would think he would have to give that position back. He's done a Max Verstappen into that corner. As, yeah, he has got a 10-second time penalty for that one, and I think that will stay. Maybe he's just going to accept that penalty. I'm not sure how that's going to be stewarded, but for me that is a definite penalty. Whether a 10-second is too harsh, I don't know, but ultimately he didn't need to do that. He's cost himself big time in this race because of that mistake. So we go back to the battle for the lead, and this is it. The top 3, one of them will be winning this race. Paco is out of it in my opinion because of that 10-second time penalty. So both of these guys are around 50% battery, as we see Timo having a little spin at turn number 1 and 2, all by himself. No pressure on him at all. Might have to get that clip out at some point. But look at these guys. The championship protagonists in P1 and 2. Paco again going to be outscored by these guys. It's going to be very interesting championship battle with 3 races to go after these points come in. As it stands, Paco is finishing in 8th, I believe. But he'll probably be able to make that P4, I think. Because he does have far superior tyres to these guys. And actually, Oscar's made a mistake. And he has lost some time. He's lost DRS, and that could cost him a chance at the win. He might be condemned to only 3rd at best here. Hopefully, for these guys' sake, no more punctures in this tier. We've seen a lot of punctures in this tier so far this season, including one for Paco himself at Austria a few races ago. Oscar as well has been victim of a puncture, I believe in Australia. It might not have been Australia. No, I think it was Austria as well. He got a puncture. Anyway, Luke 30%, Yerne 48% as we head onto the start-finish straight for the 4th to last time. He's got 4 attempts to try and get into the lead and maintain it. It's very important around here to time your moves correctly because of the consecutive DRS straights. 3 consecutive straights at the end of the lap to help you gain on your competitor. When do you want to lead? You want to lead into the final corner on the final lap. That's what you want to do. Setting that up is easier said than done, though, with the pace of that McLaren. To be fair, I don't think Luke will be too disheartened with a P2, though. But of course, plenty still to fight for in this race, with 3 more laps after this one. Let's go back in the pack to P6 and 7. Matt, Tyler and Alex still very close to one another as Alex gets a 3-second time penalty. Ete Prime. As there's the yellow flag. Oh, it's Timo. I thought it was Paco. I really did. But Timo's just letting through the leaders. He got me excited there. I thought Paco was going to be round. Yeah, once again, Timo causing yellow flags to catch out the commentator. Ooh, nice camera shot again from the game. But Alex does not have any battery to fight with. And it's going to be Matt putting the pressure on Tyler on this attempt into turn 1. Luke still staying behind, but still with less battery than Yerne. Paco as well now on the back of Oscar. But with that 10-second time penalty, I don't think any move is going to be super critical for the race result. He's going to go for it into turn 4. This is a very risky move, and Oscar says, I'm not taking that risk. You can go through if you like. Timo is boxed successfully. Well done, Timo. Lex has also pulled into the pit for his pit stop. He can go onto the softs. His one and only pit stop. Interesting strategy from the Sauber driver. To go 15 laps on a set of mediums and then bolt on the softs for a fastest lap attempt as well. Not bad, if you ask me. Currently P9, but come out just ahead of Lex. Not Lex, Villiers. Should be able to hold on to that position though. %60 battery for Yerne. That's 30% more than Luke, and that is going to be enough to make him hold on for this attempt. Luke needs to save some battery, and I don't think he can without losing too much pace. That is the issue. As we switch to these guys, Matt is going to go up the inside of Tyler into turn 27. Nice and easy move for him. Meanwhile, Luke, I think, is just going to have to wait behind yet again. Will Tyler try and find a way back the Alpine? Back past the Alpine. Using the overtake. Both of them using the overtake. And I'm not sure it's going to be enough. Is he going to dive to the inside? He is. He dummies to the outside. But ultimately not quite enough as Matt has a little twitch and a rear lock-up And actually, he's gone a bit deep into the second part of the corner. Tyler's trying to go alongside him, but gets a tank slapper as he tries to do so. Big wheel spin. These guys are going side by side into turn 4. That's not going to end well, and it doesn't. Matt's been spun round by Tyler. There wasn't enough space on the inside for him to go through. And he's had a little half spin. He has kept, I believe, his front wing clean. I'd like to see. He will hold on to P7. That could have been... Oh, please let me see his front wing game. It would be very helpful. But yeah, that was inevitable going into turn 4 side by side, as Alex King has a huge swapper on of his own. Tyler is very much an aggressive driver, a very fast driver, but sometimes, you know, he acts like he's in P15, but he's in P5 in this race. He's doing very well. But there might be a couple of reports coming his way. I'm not sure. Maybe Matt actually run wide into Tyler. We didn't see, so he can't comment. But from what I saw, it looked like the gap just wasn't there. But maybe Matt should have backed out. Who knows? Tyler broke very late and left some space, that's for sure. Was there enough space? Who knows? Could be a racing incident. We'll wait for the steward's decision on that one. As we head on to the final lap, I've just realised, and Luke's burnt all his battery. He's only got 20% compared to Yerne's 68%. Paco has caught up to these guys though, so if he didn't have that 10-second penalty, it could be enough. We'll watch his overtakes if he makes any with interest in case he can get that penalty lessened or removed. Right now he is fighting for P5. I think he's going to get P4. P behind Oscar as Timo sets the fastest lap of the race. That is exactly what he wanted. Going on to that soft tyre, he will get a point for that. But not the best of days for Timo, who had a spin of his own and obviously caused the red flag in the first place due to a game glitch with his car. But look at this from Paco. He's all over the back of Luke Mills. Is Luke going to let him through with that penalty or fight it? I don't think he can fight it at this part in this track. Paco absolutely flies past and is up into P2 provisionally. But it will get taken away on the penalties. Is he going to have a dive at Yerne to prove he could have won this race? Is he going to be able to? As Yerne's got loads of battery to spend into the final corner. The top 3 in the championship are going to finish the top 3 on the road. Paco's gained so much time on these guys here at the end. Who's going to cross the line first? As we switch to the offboard camera, it's going to be Yerne. He wins the Saudi Arabian GRS race here. Paco drops to P3 with that penalty, make that P4 as Luke Mills picks up P2. Oscar with another fantastic podium result for himself, losing some front wing on the way to the line. Tyler's going to hold on to 5th ahead of Alex King. But again, some post-race stewarding potential there. Matt Bailey, provisionally 7th on the road, does get a 10-second time penalty, so will lose a place, but I think that penalty can be removed as it was for Lex's unsafe rejoin. Speaking of Lex, he finishes in 9th. Phileas will get a point in 10th. In fact, more than a point, 3 points. Callum Morris will come home to finish in 11th. Points for everybody who finishes this race, because Callum gets 2 points for 11th. Nathan Powers will get a point for 12th, and Timo Games gets a point for the fastest lap of the race, I believe. Let me just double check that he did get that. Yes, he did, with a 28.6. And there you have it. That is your race at last. It is 8:42. It's as if we've done a sprint race as well, and we are finally finished. So we will have a look at the race director. We will have a look at the race result, and then I am finished. There will be no interviews today, unfortunately. Matt is not happy with Tyler, and Tyler is not happy with Matt, as I expected in that incident. There you go, cleanest driver Nathan Powers. There you go. I think we should get a point for that at Aston Martin. So Yerne wins, and that's going to make the championship very interesting. Paco P4, but he could have won. He could have won. So there's your race result. Let's have a look at the race director. There are your tyres, and here are your incidents. Let's see the most important one. Gained 1 place, corner cutting. You got multiple warnings as well there, so maybe Callum Morris can get his removed. But maybe not. He's got another couple of penalties too. Where's the Paco one? There it is, lap 13. Yeah, so potential for pens to be removed. We will see when we're here next week in Qatar, I believe. And until then, at last, it's goodbye.